What up, fam? It's your boy, Boy 2024, streaming to you live. Let's just get the elephant out of the room real quick. So, I'm a fool. This actually triggers me. People bring this up and I get pissed off. Emma Myers is not in Squid Game Season 3. I was fooled. A lot of people were fooled. That was like a rumor that was going around before the show came out. Like, oh, is Emma in Season 3? This looks so real. This looks like a screenshot, fam. I hate AI. I hate AI art and how like it's gotten so good to the point where it's fooling people. My buddy was just showing me a trailer yesterday. He was like, "Oh, yo, they're making a Titanic 2," and I'm like, "No, they're not." And he's like, "Yeah, no, they are. Look, there's a trailer on YouTube." I was like, "Bro, that's a fake trailer. That's fake." He's like, "What? How can you tell?" I'm like, "Bro, that's AI." I mean, I'm one to talk. I made a fucking ass of myself. I made that short that I was like running around screaming Emma Myers. Oh my god, she's in season 3 of Squid Game. Oh my god, I have to tell everyone. And that turned out to be a complete farce. And I left the video up because I was like, oh well, you know, whatever. I'm sure nobody saw that video. I got like 1,000 hits. It's one of my most viewed videos. Of course, that's the one that gets 1,000 hits. Of course, the one where I make an ass of myself. That's fine. But yeah, no, I watched all of Squid Game season 3 just to be sure. Emma is not in season 3. There's still a chance. I'm still holding out a tiny bit of hope. We'll get to that, but like they do tease. I heard about this. They do tease another season. Believe it or not, they tease like an American branch of the Squid Game. The Skid Game. No, that's something else. No, the Squid Game. An American branch. So that if they do a season 4, and I mean this is Netflix's most lucrative series. They're already like, you know, whoring this series out. They already have like that shitty, what's it called? That Squid Game, like a reality TV show that's also on Netflix that like everyone hates. Like that's already a thing. So like, yeah, they have no shame. They will do anything to turn a quick buck with Squid Game. So they'll do a season 4. They can't do it with this cast, and I'll get into why in a moment. But there will be an American branch of the Squid Game, and that's probably what season 4 will be. And I'm very curious what actors will pop up. So Emma Myers is obviously popular because of Wednesday, another Netflix show. So it's possible. It's possible that she might pop up in Squid Game. And I've even heard rumors, again, these are just rumors, but I've heard rumors that season 2 of Wednesday, they kill off Emma Myers' character, Enid, so she would have kind of a free schedule, wouldn't she? They'd better not do that. I'm just saying that I've heard a rumor about that. But rumors can be proven false, just like this. But yeah, let's get into it. So Squid Game, I'm always chasing that Wednesday review that I did. But that was like obscenely long. That was like an hour and 20 minutes. I promise this will be shorter than that. I don't know how long this will be. And my throat's already sore from doing a previous video today. So I might keep this kind of short. I don't know. This is season 3 of Squid Game. I mean season 3, but I have to talk about the rest of Squid Game, don't I? At least a little bit. So season 3 alone is 6 hours of television. So, you know, give me some time. Give me like, you know, not an hour, but maybe let's say 45 minutes. I'll try and keep it 45 or shorter. Can we be fair and say that? But yeah, real quick. So here, I looked up the stats previously. The most popular Netflix shows of all time, right? So Squid Game was an international mega hit, like a complete, you know, global success. So Squid Game is actually the number 1 Netflix show, then Stranger Things, then Wednesday. Wednesday is my favorite show. That's actually number 3 in the tiers. I don't even really like Stranger Things anymore, but Squid Game is also very, very high on my list. Squid Game is like a very close second. The reason I like Squid Game so much is because I'm coming at this from a unique standpoint. It's so weird to me that like this is so big with like ma and pa at home, you know what I mean? Like casuals at home love Squid Game as well. Everyone loves Squid Game. The reason I love Squid Game is I grew up on shit like, if you've heard of the movie Battle Royale, I love it. This is like a whole subgenre of anime, but there's all these like kind of shitty battle royale. Like, unfortunately, they're all kind of shitty. But I've seen so many battle royale anime, like these death game anime series, because I just love the concept. I love like a bunch of whatever high schoolers are put in an arena. You got to fight your way out. I mean, think of like the Hunger Games. Okay, that's another example. That's another popular example. Is the Hunger Games trilogy. But I've seen so many bad anime. Like I've seen shit like Batum. I guess the best one is Darwin's Game. If you look, I mean, even that one is like not great. It's like above average. But like again, there's no like great death game anime, unfortunately. But yeah, look up Darwin's Game, for example. I think you can find that on Netflix as well. But anyway, but no. Squid Game is the first time it was like a death game show, and it was super popular, super well done. I'm like, this is like the best death game show I've ever seen, and it's a Korean show. That's interesting. It's even more wild that like this is such a big hit with American audiences because it's a Korean show with subtitles. You know, people don't like to watch foreign shit. People don't like to read subtitles, but like we all made an exception for Squid Game because it's so fucking good, right? And it's funny. I was talking with a friend. We were joking that like, oh, what do I watch next after this? So Paramount Plus, for example, they're chasing views. They're chasing people that like watch Netflix shows. Paramount Plus has their own. They have like a Korean show. It's called Pyramid Game. I'm like, oh, I'm gonna check that out tonight because I'm so curious. I'm like, oh, is that their desperate attempt? Is that their Squid Game proxy? Oh, we have Squid Game at home type of thing. We have Pyramid Game. Oh Lord, but yeah, no, I was apprehensive. I didn't watch Squid Game. Obviously, this has been out for like what, a month or two now. I was apprehensive about season 3 because I heard some things. The one YouTuber I follow, Moist Critical, he posted a video and he actually said Squid Game season 3 was bad. He actually said bad. I wouldn't say bad, but it's definitely my least favorite. I mean, it's pretty obvious. So Squid Game season 1, I think, is truly a masterpiece, and I wish they had like the perfect setup, like the perfect ending rather. But then they're like, well, Gi-hoon almost got on the plane, and they're like, actually, he's gonna get off the plane, and he's gonna track down the game. And like, you didn't really need to even follow up on that. We could have like ended it there. I still kind of wish they ended it with like one season, and that's originally it was just a mini series. It was just gonna be the one season, but because it was such a mega hit, they announced the season 2, and I'm like, oh, here we go, you know. But no, and at the time when I watched season 2. That's the thing. It's kind of misleading because it's kind of like what they're doing with Wednesday, where they split it into or Stranger Things, where they split it into pieces. So season 2 and season 3, they really are two halves of the same whole. Whereas season 1 was a very much self-contained, series which didn't even need a sequel. But season 2 and season 3, you kind of need both. Like that already is like a weakness in my view. You can't just watch season 2 because that ends with a cliffhanger. You have to watch season 3. And what I heard is they filmed both back to back, and they just decided to kind of split it in the middle so they could have 2 more seasons. I see you, Netflix. I see you trying to keep those subscriptions, over a number of years. I didn't love season 2 when I watched it because, again, I was comparing it to season 1 in my mind, and it didn't quite hold up. Season 1 is like perfect. Season 2, I went back and rewatched a little bit of it for this video. I think it's so much better now, especially in comparison to season 3. I don't love season 3. There's a lot I don't really like in season 3. And going back to season 2, I thought season 2 had some problems, but I thought season 2's highs, the highs were so good, so much better than the highs in this show, in this season. Mainly what I'm thinking of is whoever the hell that actor was, who was like the recruiter who played like the Doc G game with Gi-hoon in season 1. I'm so glad they brought him back for season 2 because that actor might be the best actor in the show. He's such a good actor. And I love like the scene that went viral where he's like stomping on the bread that he couldn't give away and freaking the fuck out. Like, that's a good scene. And I also rewatched when Gi-hoon confronts the recruiter in his apartment and they play the game of Russian roulette. That's such a good scene too. That's an amazing scene when he finally gives you like his crazy backstory, and he's like, oh yeah, like that's when I realized like I'm really suited for this game. This game suits me. I'm like, that line and that scene still gives me chills. Like, he is such a good actor. And unfortunately, he died in that scene. I'm going deep into spoilers, as you can tell, because I'm talking about the final season of Squid Game and the ending. But yeah, so season 2 was better. Season 3, I mean, at least I can say it ends, but there's a lot of problems, and that's one thing I wanted to say was one major problem is that they didn't have Emma Myers. No, I'm gonna stop talking about it. I still found an excuse to talk about Emma Myers. It's not even the Wednesday review. I'm still gonna talk about Emma Myers. Yeah, okay, all right. I had my fun. All right. Squid Game. Focused. Under an hour. Under 45 minutes. Focus. Squid Game. Season 3. Season 3 has good moments, but it has a lot of flaws. And I really wish they did a lot of things differently in season 3. It felt very weak. It felt very anticlimactic. Yeah. So okay. Going and let me quickly just say, this channel, as I've said, I don't want to sound like a hypocrite. I'm being kind of a hypocrite with this video, but let me explain myself. So I always said that, like, I don't want to do the basic stuff. I want to, like, draw attention to stuff that people don't know about or people don't talk about on YouTube as much. That's why I did, like, the Pumpkin Night video, the Necronomico video, okay? I'm kind of breaking my rule with Squid Game and also Wednesday. Like, these are, as I said, two of the most popular Netflix shows, two of the most popular streaming shows of all time. And I'm being another voice in the void talking about Squid Game. I'm trying to say something a little different with this, though. I think people really like Squid Game Season 3. I'm going to be kind of the voice. I'm like, it's not great. Squid Game I mean, I don't hate it, but I don't love it. And I do think it's the black sheep of the Squid Game franchise, like Season 3. It's almost like a, you know, Season 1, Season 2, they're right up here. Season 3, it's like a, I don't know, if the other two are like an A or A minus, Season 3, it's around like the C plus, B minus territory. Like, I don't know. It's not great, fam. It's not great. So one thing I liked about Season 2, I mean, these two like go together. I mean, again, it's the same exact cast. So let me you know, kind of talk about Season 2 real quick. So Season 2, so what I liked was they did a few things where they were kind of repeating the beats of Season 1, but with a twist, okay? And here's what I mean by that. So, for example, in Season 1, and we'll get back to her, everyone's favorite character, the best character in the show, Chang-se-bok, I think that's her name, Chang-se-bok, however the hell you say her name, the North Korean defector girl, the badass girl. Everyone loved her. She's the best character in the show, and it was, you know, it is really unfortunate that Squid Game is the type of franchise where all the best characters keep dying, so it gets harder and harder to watch the show. But yeah, they kill off the best character in Season 1. Sorry for, you know, spoilers for Season 1. But yeah, she was a girl that defected from North Korea, so she was kind of in hiding and, you know, trying to get money to, like, reunite herself with her family that were still, you know, trapped up north. We see a very similar situation with the sniper girl, who also defected from North Korea and is trying to be reunited with her daughter. You know, it's similar beats, but here's the twist. In Season 1, we only focused on the contestants, the players of Squid Game, right? We saw brief glimpses of, like, the Game Master and the VIPs, but that was it. It was mainly about the players. Season 2 was so cool because, yes, it's the North Korean defector girl again, and she's a badass, but she's actually, when we reveal who she is, she's a sniper. She's one of the people that work in the games. She's one of the, you know, pink jumpsuit people. And that's so interesting. That's such a cool dynamic now. Now we get to see her side of things. Now we get to see what it's like to work in the Squid Game. And so that was, so they did like a similar trope, but they also made it fresh. The other thing they did in a similar way, again, spoilers for Season 1, but one of Gi-hoon's friends, one of the contestants in the games in the first season, the old man, he turned out to be, you know, an undercover game runner, right? And so this time, his new friend, this guy, what's his name, In-ho, okay, he is the front man that we saw in Season 1. He's the dude who is the brother of the detective Junho that's trying to find him. He's the one in the black mask, okay? The iron mask. He is a contestant in Season 2, and he befriends Ji-hoon. But the twist there is, we know, the twist is that there isn't a twist. Like, we already know. I think it's called dramatic irony, when the audience knows something that the main character doesn't. But, like, we know that he is the front man, but Gi-hoon doesn't. And so the tension there is, you know, how long is he going to be friendly? How long is he going to wear this mask, so to speak, and be on Gi-hoon's team? Because so far he's on his team. He's helping him all the way through. But we're waiting for that shoe to drop. We know that he's going to turn on Gi-hoon at a critical point. And so we're waiting for that. So that actually does give us a little bit of a twist and makes it feel fresh. I'm starting to lose my light, so in a minute I'm gonna head over to the street lamp so you can see. Actually, you can still kind of see these pictures, but anyway, so that's how they managed to do that same. They're doing the same thing again, but with a slight twist, and I liked it. I liked it, and so that was the thing. So Season 2 culminated with this big rebellion. Gi-hoon has this plan to, like, basically overthrow all the pink jumpsuits and, you know, to stop the games physically with force. They're gonna basically jump these guys to steal their guns and then, you know, charge headquarters and gun everyone down, and that'll be that. And you know, little does he know that In-ho is like, you know, oh, okay. He's like got his walkie-talkie. He's like kind of feeding information to his guys the whole time. So the plan was kind of doomed to fail from the beginning because of Inho. But of course, Gi-hun doesn't know that. But the real reason the plan failed is Man Bun over here. We gotta talk about Man Bun. I hate this character. So I was waiting for like further development or some kind of twist involving him, and it never really came. What this guy's deal is, there are a couple characters that kind of served in the military, and they call each other like brother, or they have like tattoos or whatever, and they have like a bond. And this guy, he's like a little. You always kind of get the sense he's like a little too overzealous. He's like a little too like what do they say over here? They're like oorah or whatever. Like yeah, he's a little too oorah. Like it's. And then they even kind of hint at in one of the games, like the three-legged race or whatever, he's like really good at the girly games, like the little girly ring games or whatever. And like, wait, why are you so good at that? He's like, oh, I had a lot of sisters or whatever. They kind of hint that like, yeah, he's not as macho as he claims to be. Maybe he's not the soldier he claims to be. But yeah, at a key moment and also when she's handing out the guns. And teaching them how to like load and everything and reload. He can't do it. He screws up. He doesn't know how to check his ammo. So like yeah, he's a fraud. It's pretty clear that he's a fraud. But it gets even worse because there's a key moment where they're being gunned down and they're talking on the walkie-talkies and they need somebody to go back to the starting room and get the magazines from the dead soldiers. That's the crazy thing is he volunteers. Like, it's not like they asked him to do it or forced him to do it, and he's like, yeah, no, I can do it. I'm a soldier. Like he, knowing full well that he's a fuck-up and not really a soldier, I don't know why he volunteers. He's still like, oh, yeah, I can definitely do it. I'll definitely do it. And they're like, do you know what you're doing? You're not going to get lost? He's like, no, I'm not going to get lost. He just, like, nods his head without listening to what they're saying to him. And, of course, he gets fucking lost. And even when he does find, like, the room, he to his credit, he makes it back to the room with the magazines, but he piles them up. And then he hears the gunfire, and then he freaks the fuck out, and he like goes full Shinji Ikari, well, Evangelion reference. He goes full like comatose, like fetal position, crying like, oh, I can't do it, And of course, everyone's waiting for the magazines, and then this woman, she like is like, what's going on? Like, so she runs back, and she does run back and gets the magazines, but it's too late. Like at that point, they've like cornered them all off and sealed off the doors, and she can't get back to the rest of her team, and they're fucked. And like everyone gets gunned down and killed basically, except for Gi-hun, because the front man keeps him alive intentionally. And it's also really cool. The front man like intentionally like he plays like the radio while like he splits off from Gi-hun and he plays the radio and he makes it sound like he himself gets gunned down. So as soon as he puts on the mask, Gi-hun thinks his friend is dead, not realizing that his friend is the front man. But yeah, the front man has this chilling line where he confronts Gi-hun and he's like, so did you have fun playing the hero? And now here's what's going to happen. Here's the consequences of playing the hero. And he basically guns down his best friend. That was the other like kind of we're seeing the same trope again. Gi-hun has another best friend, just like his best friend from season 1. There's like this other guy that he's never mentioned before. That's his best friend in season 2. But yeah, Inho guns him down. I'm losing my light, so I think I'm gonna mosey on over to the street light to get a better light source. Oh my lord. But yeah, it's I don't know. I still did really like season 2, and forgive me, I don't really know any of the names. They're hard to remember. I remember Gi-hun, the main character's name. I remember Chang Sai-byok because she's my favorite character. She's everyone's favorite character. I cannot remember the trans woman's name. And then when I heard about this, I was so worried because not that I have anything against like a character like that being in Squid Game, but like, how do I put this? I watch a lot of anime, play a lot of Japanese video games, and in so many words, Asian people, they're not always so delicate with certain subject material, and they can be kind of insensitive with certain subject material, such as transgender people, such as transgender characters. And so when I heard that she was going to be in this Korean TV show, I'm like, oh, okay. I just hope it's handled well. I don't really have much ground to speak on this subject. Like I'm not transgender. I don't really have many close transgender friends, but like so it's not an issue that's like I'm super knowledgeable about or super close to me, but I was just kind of worried that like, oh no, is this going to be handled well? Is it going to be cringe? Is it going to be handled poorly? And in my opinion, and let me know what you guys think about this, I think the transgender character was handled extremely well. She was one of my favorite characters of season 2, going into season 3. I thought she was great, and she was definitely like the most competent one. She was another character, unlike Man Bun. She was, an ex-soldier, and like she didn't lie about it. She was in the military, and she's actually very competent with a gun and everything. Like I said, if she had gone for the magazines instead of Man Bun, she probably would have gotten them back to everyone and saved them. I totally blame Man Bun. It's actually the reason I bring this up is it's a huge point of season 3. We'll get into that in a second. But getting back to the transgender character, she's great. I thought she was handled extremely well, and honestly, it's the best, portrayed transgender person I've seen in media in like a show. I mean, you guys let me know if I'm, out of line here, but like I can't even think of too many other examples that were handled this well. I thought they did a really, really, really good job with this character, actually. And there's actually she develops kind of a bond with the older mother and also the pregnant girl Junhee. And there's a great line. So her whole thing, right, is because, she's not super well understood in her native country. And she just kind of wants to get enough money to move to Thailand and get the surgery she needs to, fully transition or whatever. And she talks about how, like, yeah, in Thailand, anything goes. Like, there's plenty of women like me running around, and I just want to go there, I totally get her motivation. Like, I root for her. I hope she gets to accomplish her dream, And Junhee says something to her where she's just kind of like, well, I think she calls her like big sister or auntie or something, but she's like, auntie, like you don't need to transition, like you're already so beautiful. And like she's like completely taken aback and like brought to tears. And it's a really sweet moment. Again, I'm talking about season 2. Season 2 had some very poignant, sweet moments like that almost brought a tear to my eye. Talking about it, and after watching the lackluster season 3, I think I do love season 2. Like I said, I would put it on the same level as season 1, almost like A- territory. But yeah, so going into season 3, we spend a good deal of time where Gi-hun, like everyone kind of sucks now. Like all the characters I kind of cared about are basically dead at this point. Gi-hun, I like Gi-hun, but like Gi-hun is like kind of shell-shocked. He's like almost comatose. He spends like, I want to say the better part of an episode, or maybe the better part of 2 episodes, chained up because he's like borderline suicidal. He's crazy. He's like comatose. He's just like kind of staring blankly at the wall. Like when it's time to vote for the game, he would normally vote X, but like he doesn't even try to vote or voice his opinion. He's just like, whatever, like nothing matters anymore because we tried the rebellion and it failed. And then he gets wind that the whole thing was Man Bun's fault, which it took, like I mean he gets very defensive. He's like, no, it's not my fault. Like it would have failed anyway or whatever. I disagree. I know that Inho was sabotaging things on his end, but it was like a pincer maneuver. There were 2 fronts, if you will. Yes, Inho sabotaged his end of the attack, but I think if Man Bun had gotten the magazines, it would have been a very different story. At least that one, wing would have been better defended. I think they would have like held their own, and then maybe they would have, moseyed on over to Gi-hun's side of things, and maybe they would have taken the command. I mean, we'll never know, but it certainly didn't help. It was certainly a huge betrayal, and a bunch of deaths are directly on this guy's hands because he's such a fuck up, because he lied about being, and why did he lie? So like, yeah, I was waiting for like the twist, like, so Gi-hun is just like comatose, and when he hears about Man Bun, it's almost funny where it's like he just starts like giving Man Bun the death stare, like that, no words, he just like stares at him across the room, like the 1,000-yard stare. And Man Bun, of course, he's like chomping on his meal, he's just living his best life, like sleeping snug in his bed. And that's the other thing that I think triggers Gi-hun, is like he doesn't seem too remorseful about anything really. And one day, one morning, Man Bun wakes up and like Gi-hun is just staring at him from across the room. He like freaks out. He's like, what do you want from me? What? It wasn't my fault. And I'm like, bro, it was totally your fault. So the first game that they play is actually, and it's my favorite game. It's a variation on hide and seek, but there's 2 teams, and it's called Knives and Keys. And so there's the taggers, if you will. They all have like these knives, and their job is just to kill people on the other team. The hiders, the ones that have the keys, they they have to go through these different locked doors, and there is an exit. They're basically in a maze, and if they can reach the exit without getting stabbed, then they win. And the knife people, all they have to do is kill at least one person, and they win the round within the time limit. So Gi-hun gets a knife, and Man Bun gets a key, and so Gi-hun has to kill at least one person to advance, and it's pretty clear. Man Bun knows what's up. He's freaking the fuck out. He's trying to like trade with somebody. He's trying to hide, and you can't hide. They do one cool thing where Gi-hun almost it's weird. Like, so Gi-hun tackles somebody, and the camera keeps cutting back and forth, and so you think that he tackled Man Bun. And I swear the person looked just like Man Bun, but it turns out like Gi-hun stops himself because it's not Man Bun, it's like someone that looks like Man Bun, and so he lets that person get away, and then Man Bun is like still running, and like I don't know, they really spent a lot of time on this bullshit, and I thought the pacing of season 3 was awful, to be honest, and they spent way too much time on this whole thing where it's like, all right, I get it, like Man Bun screwed up and Gi-hun wants revenge. And then Gi-hun's like wavering. He's like, I know I'm mad at him, but am I like a cold-blooded murderer? Because he has him a couple of times. He's like, am I gonna like kill him even though I'm mad at him? And like Man Bun pleads for his life, and Gi-hun's like, all right, maybe I won't kill him. And then that's when Man Bun tackles him and tries to take the knife and kill him. It's like a bunch of like pointless squabbles like that. And I'll cut to the chase. Gi-hun ends up after like 2 or 3 fake out like fights where he like can't do it, and you think he's gonna like whatever choose to forgive him or whatever, or let him go, but it's like, but he still needs to kill somebody to advance in the game, so he does end up killing him anyway. I don't know why we dragged this out then. So I thought he was gonna like forgive him and let him go. No, he still kills him anyway. So it's like, well, what the fuck was that? And then I was waiting for like the twist or like Man Bun to explain himself, and he does, but all he says is like, yeah, no, I'm sorry I lied about everything. I pretended to be a soldier because I wanted you guys to like me. I wanted to fit in with the rest of you ex-military guys. So I lied. And I volunteered for a mission that I knew I couldn't do, and then I cost a bunch of people their lives, and I cost everyone the mission. Please don't kill me. And then Gi-hun kills him. So that sucked. But the game itself was really well done. My God, it's like it's just, and this lady was the worst. There's like the psychic lady who's like having visions, like, follow me, I know how to get to blah blah blah. So the ghosts are telling me. She sucked. She dies, but it took way too long for her to die. I like the mother and son duo. I like the transgender character. I hate Man Bun. I hate MG Coin, the baby daddy. I hate this guy. We'll get to that. I really fucking hate this guy. Gi-hun is, I'm liking him less and less as the series goes on. Pregnant girl Junhee, she's like the one innocent. I liked her. I want her to survive. She doesn't. So MG Coin, he was kind of on a redemption arc where he's like, I'll do anything to protect this baby, and I'd even kill for this baby. He wants her to take him back so bad, and so he's like willing to kill people, and she's like, okay, So he killed the person he needed to, but then he teams up with my least favorite character, Nam-gyu, or whatever. Oh god, we'll get to him. Okay. I have 2 least favorite characters. Oh, okay, 3. I hate so many characters. 3 worst characters in season 3. Go. Man Bun, number 1. Number 2, Nam-gyu. Number 3, Min-soo. All 3 of these characters are horrible. They are the worst characters ever. They should, like, the only satisfaction I got was watching them die, and even that wasn't super satisfying. It took too long for them to die off. Anyway, so MG Coin teams up with Nam-gyu, and they're just killing people left and right. And so what happens is, Junhee gives birth. She gives birth during. I mean, she was getting far along in her pregnancy. I'm surprised it didn't happen in season 2. It happened in season 3. She finally gives birth to the baby during this game. So like the mother is taking care of Junhee, and so is the transgender woman. She's like fighting everyone off, and she's actually pretty bad. She does a really good job of fighting everyone off, and she even finds the exit. The trick is you need 3 keys in order to get through the exit. And at this point, Junhee is like totally screwed because not only is she pregnant and giving birth, but she also fell earlier and broke her ankle, so she can't even walk. So she's just like literally dead weight. So the son character unfortunately is a tagger, so he has to kill somebody, and he makes his way back, and he can't kill anyone. So he makes his way back, and he doesn't want to die, so he can't kill them. The mom's like, kill me instead, and he can't do that either. So he's gonna kill Junhee's baby, which is pretty wild, bro. Like, oh, I thought you couldn't kill anyone. Oh, but you're okay with murdering a newborn, literally a recent newborn. So the mom, instinctively, she pulls out her hairpin thing and she has to kill him. And so it's very tragic. It's very sad. And then the transgender character, she'd been doing a good job keeping herself and everyone else alive, but she found the door that you need like all 3 keys, like different keys open different doors. The exit door, you need all 3 keys, and she like it's like right nearby. She just found it, but she had her back turned, and all MG Coin saw was another character near his, baby mama. So he's on a killing spree. So he kills transgender woman. Boo, I hate you even more. And so, and he was just trying to win points with Junhee. Junhee hates him even more now than she did because he just murdered her, her friend / protector. And she's screwed. She has no one to protect her now except for the mom. And the mom is very distraught over, killing the son. So, she does something kind of selfish, but she's like, oh, I'm trying to protect Junhee and the baby, but I can't. She asked Gi-hun for help, and he's still depressed over everything. He's like, oh, I'm not fit to help anyone. So she ends up killing herself. So now Junhee's really screwed. She doesn't have anyone. That was where the show stopped being interesting for me. I would say, honestly, like watch up to the hide and seek game and stop. But the problem is there's 4 more episodes after that. Each episode's an hour long, bro. Like these are rough. These are rough. I really don't like how long these episodes are. Sometimes I don't mind the length, like with Wednesday, the hour goes by pretty fast, but with Squid Game, it became a chore, man. I've been going on. I'm going to try and speed this along, try and wrap this up. So, what else? Basically, there's 2 more games. They have to play a game of jump rope, where they have to cross this bridge, and there's a gap in the middle, and there's like a giant jump rope they have to hop across. And then after that, they have a Sky Squid game. That's the final game. So, let me be very clear. All right, I'm gonna go in order. So, start with the jump rope game. So, Junhee is screwed. Like she can't walk, and she has a baby. And at this point, like I hate how this was handled. But basically, Gi-hun takes the baby. He's like, I'll protect the baby, and like I'll run across, and I'll come back for you. Because at this point, the game makers decide that the baby is a contestant. They want to leave the baby on the other side, but they say like, oh, if a player doesn't get across in the time limit, they'll be shot, and the baby counts as a player now, which is ridiculous, which is bullshit. But like, yeah, it counts as a player now. They both count as player 222 apparently. Whatever. That's how that works, I guess. What they should have done, and MG Coin is still like hanging back. He doesn't want to like step up for some reason, even though, well, he does. He tries to talk to her, and she's like basically tells him to fuck off because, I mean, to be fair, he just murdered her friend / protector. But what they should have done, they should have put the differences aside, and they didn't. MG Coin didn't even tell Gi-hun that he's the father. What they should have done is one person handles Junhee, one person handles the baby. But Gi-hun takes the baby, gets across, and then he's gonna run back and grab Junhee and then run back with her across before time runs out. That would have never worked, bro. And of course they run out of time. That would have never worked. What they should have done, and this was a huge missed opportunity, because correct me if I'm wrong, this would have been a perfect opportunity for a callback for in season 2. Didn't they have that crazy like 3-legged or 6-legged race? They could have done a callback to that, where I know Junhee can't walk, but MG Coin could have grabbed the baby, run across the bridge with the baby. Meanwhile, Gi-hun ties his leg to Junhee's broken leg, and they hobble across. They do like a 3-legged hobble across the bridge, and they time their jumps perfectly. They could have done it. They could have done that. The other thing I thought they were setting up was the VIPs keep talking about like, oh, like this will make it interesting. Like her baby's on the other side of the bridge. Mothers will do anything for their children. We've heard about stories where women will like, lift up cars to save their baby, stuff like that with the pure adrenaline. I thought she might have like an adrenaline rush moment, even though that would have been like a little crazy too. But like if she just like was on pure adrenaline and she's like dragging her broken foot across the bridge and just jumping over the rope each time just to get to her baby. She's so motivated to get to her baby. I would have even accepted something like that. She doesn't do that either. What happens is he can't get back across the bridge. It's too congested with people trying to still make it across the one way. She knows she's gonna run out of time. MG Coin hasn't done jack shit to help. He just saved himself, of course. So Junhee, she stands at the precipice and she's like, "Oh, please take care of my baby." She jumps off the ledge so that Gi-hun won't even risk his life trying to get her back across. And that's that. So that's really stupid and selfish on her part, because your baby needs you alive. Who's gonna breastfeed the baby? Gi-hun can't. And like you don't really know this guy, and your boyfriend is a fuck up. Like you can't trust the baby with him, and you're gonna trust the baby with like this guy that you just met. I mean, you trusted the baby with the mother, but she's dead now, so you're leaving the baby basically in precarious hands. So that was really irresponsible on your part. I don't approve of that, Junhee. Oh, so anyway, the Sky Squid game is the final game. They all and that's bullshit too, because like. Watch season 1 again when Gi-hun faces off against his best friend. They explain the rules of the Squid Game. This is not the Squid Game. It's just there's 3 panels. There's 3 platforms. You have to hop across each one, and each time you hop across one, you have to push at least one person off in order to advance. That's how the platform like appears to go to the next one. That's really not the Squid Game at all. They're just calling it that because the show's called Squid Game. That was really like anticlimactic too. So like I was thinking about how to improve the ending of this season, because it really sucked. It really sucked. I don't know. It's so think about the ending of season 1 where they play that Squid Game and Gi-hun is facing off against his former best friend. Like there's so much character drama there. It's like a Naruto versus Sasuke, an Anakin versus Obi-Wan situation there. Like there's drama there. Even at the end of season 2, where he's staging the rebellion, he's facing off against his former friend, his fake friend, the front man, Inho. The final round of this season, it's Gi-hun versus MG Coin versus Baby Daddy. That sucks, man. That sucks. Like I don't care about that. It's just it comes down to everyone else I cared about is dead, and now it's Gi-hun versus this guy. I don't care. I don't care anymore. I don't care. There's the baby. Oh, look at the baby. They're fighting over the baby. Who's going to be the baby's daddy? I don't care. What they should have done... And Gi-hun doesn't face off against the front man at all. That sucks. The front man just gets away at the end. Like, it sucks. The whole point was Gi-hun won the games in Season 1, and he was re-entering the games in Season 2 to take them down from the inside. He doesn't do that at all. He doesn't win the game, and he doesn't take down the game. He doesn't even stop the front man. And even there's a scene where he has an opportunity to kill the front man, but the front man even says, like, oh, you could shoot me right now, but, like, or you could stab me right now, but, like, it wouldn't matter. They would just replace me. Like, the games would continue tomorrow. So, like, it wouldn't stop the games anyway, but he doesn't, even at the very least, he doesn't stop the front man even. Like, this guy's still at large. So, like, what the fuck? So, the finale of Season 3, I mean, I think it was a mistake for Inho to reveal himself in Season 2. I wish they had found a way for him to make... I wish he had made it, like, all the way to, like, the final round of this season. Like, how crazy would that have been if they're, like, on the final platform of the Sky Squid game and Inho pulls out the mask all of a sudden. He's like, oh, I've been in on this the whole time. But they still have to fight. Like, they still have to fight each other to the death and kill each other. Like, that would have been... Like, that would have had drama. Gi-hun is betrayed. He feels such betrayal from Inho. They're fighting to the death now. Like, that would have had stakes. That would have had character drama. I would have cared. But, like, him versus MG Coin, no, I don't care about that at all. I don't care about that at all. And MG Coin sucks. Like, I don't get his character at all. He's really horrible. Did I mention him in, like, the worst characters? Yeah, I mentioned him. He's one of the... Well, no. Okay, there's so many bad characters. There's Man Bun, Namgyuk, and that's Semin. What's this guy? Minsu. I hate Minsu too. I hate so many characters, but I hate MG Coin too. So this whole thing, he was an asshole from the beginning. He screwed everyone out. He screwed everyone over with like his Hawk Ta coin, his MG Coin scandal before the games even began. So everyone already hated him, and he was also a deadbeat dad. He knocked up Junhee and abandoned her, so he's already an asshole because of that. But then I thought we were going to go for like a redemption arc where it's like he's trying to get her to take him back. And even after she dies, he's like, okay, well, I'm going to be the dad that this kid deserves. I'm going to reform. I'm going to get my shit together. No, he doesn't. Like, I guess Junhee dying really sent him over the edge or something. He just goes crazy at the end. Like, he's not even trying to reform anymore. In fact, he's all about the money. He's all about himself. He's threatening to kill his own baby. He's telling Gi-hun not to cross the bridge or else he's going to throw his own baby off the ledge. Wow, what a class act. What a great guy you turned out to be. I thought we were going for a redemption arc with you, sir. You're just... I mean, we don't have to redeem this guy, but, like, he's not a good... Like, this is a good villain. This is an entertaining, smart, charismatic, intelligent villain that's fun to watch. This is a villain that is not fun to watch. This is not someone I even want to take up any screen time. I wanted Gi-hun to kill him as soon as possible, and of course he's the second last person to die. I hated this guy. Let's get into other characters that I hated. So, this guy, Namgyuk, let's talk about, okay, Thanos. Again, this is not a Season 2 review. I'll just say Thanos was the best part of Season 2. Thanos was amazing. I know he was a divisive, controversial character. A lot of people thought he was too over the top or too much. I really liked him. I liked the way he called Baby Daddy. He's like, yo, MG Coin, what's up? Or like, he'd be like, Gomenas. He'd be like, he'd be like, ¿Cómo estás, señorita? You know, mi amo Thanos. Like, he was just talking Spanish for no reason. Or he talking English all of a sudden. My brother, I'm with you. And he was always like popping the pills. So Thanos unfortunately died in Season 2. And Namgyuk, his second in command, his right hand, if you will, he took over. He literally inherited the cross with the pills. And so he gets addicted to the pills. And he becomes a psycho and also like a drug addict. And that's not super fun to watch. I'll also talk about Minsu because they're the same. They're kind of the same person. We have two drug addict characters because Minsu also finds the cross, also finds the pills, and also becomes like a druggie. And they're both going through withdrawal because they don't have the pills. And so they're both like completely unlikable and irredeemable at this point. Like, I thought Minsu, because Semi, the girl he liked, she got murdered by Namgyuk, and so I thought in Season 3 he was finally, and he watched the whole thing. He didn't like try to stop it. So I thought in Season 3 he would finally like man up and like, I don't know, try and avenge the girl that he liked or whatever. Real quick, Semi, this girl, she was pretty cool. I couldn't get this out of my head. Did you think she looked like Kairi from Kingdom Hearts 1? I swear to God, she looks just like Kairi from Kingdom Hearts 1. I couldn't unsee it. I loved her look, actually. I couldn't unsee it, but anyway. Yeah, I mean, Semi, she was like badass I don't even want to say badass. She had a cool look. I felt like they were building her up as like the Changsei Byuk of Season 2, but she didn't do anything, really. Can you remember her doing anything of note? She kind of just dies at the end. Like, she didn't really do anything. So that kind of sucked. I mean, I don't even want to dig into Season... Okay, I'll get to her in a second. I'm all over the place. I'm sorry, I'm all over the place. So both of these characters absolutely sucked, and they took way too long to die. But yeah, this is the excuse to have our cameos because Minsu's tripping balls, so he sees hallucinations of the girl he liked. So we get to see Semi again. We get to see Thanos, which kind of made it almost worth it. We get to see Thanos again. Oh yeah, and Namgyuk, he does like a quick Thanos impression. He's like, "Oh, my brother, I'm with you." So that's literally like the best we can get. We can get like a bad Xerox of Thanos. That's what Namgyuk is. Like, he's like a bad stand-in for Thanos. That's what everyone is in Season 3. Like, they all suck. I'm sorry. The only subplot that I liked was and this had nothing to do with anything, but the sniper girl, she was desperately trying to save the one contestant who was like a father. He had like a sick daughter in the hospital that she knew about. So she like fake murders him, puts him in a Squid Game uniform, and like tries to get him off the island. That was so much more interesting to me than anything else that was going on in the show. And it's a subplot. And again, like, I was very interested in seeing if she would get would she get the dad off the island? Would she herself get off the island? So that's bad when that's more interesting to me than the main plot. The other subplot, we're gonna go on a detour here. Gonna turn the map. So, remember Junho, the detective, the cop that's looking for his brother Inho? I mean, shit, that happened. That was back to Season 1. He's been looking for his brother. They had their little confrontation. The brother asked him to join the Squid Game. He said no, and then the brother shot him. Like, what more do you want? But he's still looking for his brother. So this is all throughout Season 2 and all throughout Season 3. We keep flashing back every episode. We keep cutting back to these guys on this boat, and they have the drone, and they're trying to find the island, and they keep searching the wrong island, and they keep drifting around. It's padding. It's pure filler is what it is. It's padding. And Captain Park, who's the one navigating for them, he's in league with Inho. So it's another setup type of thing where they'll never find the island because Captain Park keeps sabotaging them, and it takes them way too long to figure that out. So they don't find it, and it's frustrating because it's just filling up screen time that we could use on other more important things, honestly. Oh, and this goes nowhere. This goes absolutely nowhere. by the time they figure out Captain Park is evil, and by the time Junho finally gets to the island, the game is basically over. He doesn't do jack shit. The only thing that these guys do is they help the dad get away, who is in the Squid Game uniform. They help him, and that's about it. They found the island, and the island's about to explode, and the brother confronts the brother, and they have a quick conversation where he's like, why? And he's about to shoot the brother, but he can't because the brother's holding the baby. He's holding the baby. And he's like, why? Why'd you do it? Why? And that's it. There's been 2 full seasons of this tracking him down bullshit, and he confronts him, and he just asks him why, and then the brother gets away at the end. That's so lame. That whole subplot went nowhere. There was no reason to even show any of this. Like, this went absolutely fucking nowhere. I hate it. Oh, okay. And I'll get into this real quick. So yeah, the night before the final game, all of the guys are conspiring to kill Gi-hoon and the baby. And so the front man summons Gi-hoon over. And this is where he finally takes off the mask and reveals that, like, he's his, friend who he thought was dead. And you think it's going to be like this big scene, and it really isn't. There's not like a lot of like poignant words exchanged or nothing. But he hands Gi-hoon a knife, and he tells him, like, this is your shot. Like, you can murder them. Everyone's like kind of, they've eaten a big banquet meal. They're all like passed out from the food. Like, go kill them all, and you'll win tomorrow's game. And we flash back to In-ho. We don't get a lot of his backstory. I wish we got more, but like we see that he was in the games because of his wife or whatever, and basically he was given the same choice by the previous game master, and he did it. He slit everyone's throat. But and Gi-hoon's about to do it, and honestly he probably should have done it. I don't know why he did. Actually, like, I mean, I know why he didn't, but like honestly it would have been better if he did, because he and the baby would have both made it out. But anyway, he's about to do it, and then he sees a vision, and Chung Se-byuk is like, no, don't do it. You're not that kind of person. Don't kill someone in their sleep. And it's a perfect callback. I forgot that this moment happened in season 1, where he was about to murder the best friend character in his sleep because he saw no other option. But Chung Se-byuk, she stops him. She's like, no, you're not that kind of person. Don't do it. And so once again, he sees a vision of her telling him not to kill someone in their sleep. And I was wondering if they did like archival footage or something, but no, I looked it up. They brought this actress back for all of 3 seconds. She had like a 3-second cameo in season 3, but they brought her back and they got her in the suit and everything just for like a quick couple lines. More power to her. I mean, this show was like the main thing she was doing. I'm sure she wasn't like too busy. Like she was probably waiting for that phone to ring, because she was just real quick. I have to mention Chung Se-byuk. A lot of people don't know. She was not an actress. She was just a fashion model. Like Squid Game was her first acting role, and she fucking knocked it out of the park. Like, she, did such a great job. Now she's acting in other stuff, I believe. But, like, isn't that wild? Like, this was her first acting job, and she just fucking became a global sensation. So, that's wild. But, yeah, she came back for a 3-second cameo. I mean, it's the series that gave her a career, so why not? Yeah, why not pay them their dues? So I'll say that. Here's what I liked about Season 3. I like the Thanos cameo. I like the Chung Se-byuk cameo. I like the cameos that reminded me of better seasons. The games kind of sucked. The only game I liked was the hide and seek game. The third game really sucked. The second game was okay, but again, I didn't like how certain things were handled in the second game. I absolutely hated this subplot with like finding the island. It went nowhere. I mean, hell, even Gi-hoon's whole thing went nowhere. He didn't even kill In-ho. He didn't take down like the organization. He didn't do anything. The only thing he did was he, made sure the baby got the money and won the game. But he, like, and he makes the sacrifice. He's like, I'll jump off so that the baby wins. But he didn't, like, again, it's the same mistake that Junhee made. He doesn't know that someone will take care of the baby. Like, you know what I mean? Like he was just banking on, oh, well, In-ho, I mean, what was he thinking? He's like, I mean, In-ho, yeah, he has a change of heart and takes, but like the last thing that In-ho did was betray Gi-hoon. Why would Gi-hoon think, oh yeah, In-ho, he'll take care of the baby? Or maybe he was like assuming that Junho would finally find the island and take care of the baby. I don't know. But yeah, he literally just leaves the baby on the platform by itself, hoping it won't like die or anything, or that the game makers will like take care of it. So that sucked too. I didn't like any of this. The only thing I liked was that, yeah, she got the dad off the island, and then this was confusing too. So what I think what they should have done, this would have made a lot more sense to me. I would have liked this a lot better. She's about to kill herself, but she sees Gi-hoon make the sacrifice for the baby, so she decides not to. She looks up in the records, because she was trying to be reunited with her own daughter. That's why she was trying to help the dad save his daughter as like kind of like because she's trying to make amends for abandoning her own daughter. You know what I mean? So she was vicariously helping someone's daughter through the dad. But she's trying to be reunited with her own daughter who she left behind in North Korea. She looks up her files in like Squid Game files, and it says that her daughter is dead. So that's when she really has kind of given up. And then later, that's contradicted because she gets the tip that like maybe her daughter's alive in China. So she flies to China to look for her daughter some more. That doesn't... Okay, what? That didn't make sense. So her redemption, in my opinion, what should have happened, what would have made sense, this is what should have happened. Because what happens instead is In-ho takes the baby, and then he just gives it to Junho, who I guess Junho's going to raise the baby now. I don't know. It's so fucking... It was really sloppy. It was really, like, thrown together at the last minute. I didn't like how it was done at all. What should have happened is she ends up not killing herself because she sees Gi-hun give up his life for the baby. She runs over to the platform, she intercepts the baby, and she takes care of the baby as her own child, like, in place of her real child that, was left behind in North Korea or probably died. So she not only saved the dad's child, but she also saves this baby and is going to raise it as her own. That's how it should have ended. I think that would have been a lot more poignant. I think it would have made more sense for her character. It would have been a better character arc for her. That's just my opinion. Whatever. But yeah, Chang Se-byok, I thought her death was like bullshit even as now I'm complaining about season 1. That was the one thing in season 1. Her character was so badass that they had to like kind of make up kind of a BS reason why she got killed off before the other two characters. Yeah, I don't like how her death was kind of anticlimactic, but anyway, that's neither here nor there. Emma Myers is not in season 3, excuse me, but you know who is. So at the very, very end, this is what I heard about. So In-ho goes to America because that's where Gi-hun's daughter is, and he's giving her his bloody Squid Game outfit, which is total proof of the Squid Games. Like, I don't know why he's doing that. That was kind of stupid. But he gives her like his winnings and checks on her. And while he's in America, he sees another recruiter playing Doc G with someone, and it's fucking Cate Blanchett. It's fucking Galadriel. 2-time Academy Award winner Cate Blanchett is playing a bit role, a recruiter in Squid Game. Wow. So this is the little hint, and supposedly they're going to do another season in America, and this is the tease of that. So wow, Gi-hun really didn't stop anything. The Squid Game is bigger than ever. Isn't that a great way to end the series? Isn't that a great way to end the series? That's a great way to end Gi-hun's legacy. You didn't accomplish jack shit. At the very least, they should have had a final game where he fights In-ho, and he should have killed In-ho, or maybe they kill each other. That would have been more satisfying. I hate that In-ho got away. I hate everything. I hate everything. I hate how everything was handled. I hate that the sniper woman didn't inherit the baby. I hate that the island subplot took too long and went nowhere. I like the cameos. I think that Sumi should have done something of note. Yeah, Cate Blanchett. That's wild. She's such a big actress, and she just appears just as the recruiter. That's what's wild. So I'm so curious about if they can get a big name like that just for a recruiter. You know what I mean? Who are the players going to be in Squid Game season 4? I'm so curious. Like this would be almost too meta, but like, what if they got like Jennifer Lawrence, the star of the Hunger Games? Wouldn't that be crazy if she was in like Squid Game season 4? They're going to get all these big name American actors, so like, why not Jennifer Lawrence? Yeah, I would give this a strong C, like a C+, maybe a B-. I didn't love Squid Game season 3. I wish I liked it a lot more, especially as like the final season. It's so hard to end a show on a good note. I mean, Sopranos did it, Breaking Bad did it, but like it's rare to end a show on a good note, on like a satisfying conclusion. And Squid Game didn't do it, in my opinion. So let me know. Let me know again. Sorry I went long, but I'm talking about like a long form TV show. Sorry about that. Let me know what you thought of Squid Game season 3. Let me know if you're looking forward to Squid Game season 4. If you'll watch it, let me know who you think will be in the American Squid Game, or tell me who you would like to see. Would you like to see Tom Cruise? He'd be up for it. I would like to see Jennifer Lawrence, even though it'd be a little too meta. I think the Hunger Games star would do well in the Squid Game. Anyway, so yeah.